out to turn into a whip song.
Well, hello, everyone. We're here at the end of another year, at the end of 2025, and it was another year of making content, doing shows, and putting things on the internet. Some of them did really well. And so today, what we're going to do is we're going to go through my top 10 videos of the year, including views from TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all the platforms. We did a little spreadsheet. We made the spreadsheet, and now we have the top 10 videos of 2025. We're going to watch them all, and I'm going to give you sort of like a little behind the scenes, tell you what I was thinking in the moment, if there's any Easter eggs to be had with them. And we're going to start with one it needs no introduction. It'll get to the point real quick.
All right, anyway, where were we? Wait, I can't. There he is! There he is! There you are! You little misfit! It's the Slayer Man, finally!
I was sitting backstage before we did this show. This was January of this year. And I'm sitting backstage, and I'm like, I know Slayer Man lives in the Massachusetts area, and we do this show in Boston every year. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, man, it's weird that Slayer Man has never shown up for this show. And I was like, man, I wonder if this is gonna be the time that he shows up. And we go out there, and I forgot to look around. I usually do a little scope around, and I didn't do a scope around. Not that I could really see the audience beyond the first row with the lights on that stage. But then there he was. He showed up.
For shit's sake, I was like, I'm doing a show in Boston. The Slayer Man never shows up for the Slayer. He didn't even put it. There's not a single one in here that says Slayer.
That's what's right here saying Slayer.
Yeah!
This man is a professional troll.
Oh, I'm giving you Slayer in the style of musical theater. For all the wicked requests that I know are in there, that I will not do.
Went through a phase early in this year where people were just requesting Wicked
All right, let's not get too
nonstop.
ambitious here. I know Repentless, and I know. I think it's Rain. No, I think it's Bloodline.
Yeah, you paid for this.
Live forever.
I actually really do like that
Did anyone
song.
know that
It's got a
song?
really good guitar
even
riff.
You don't.
All right, hang on. Wait. Raise your hand if you can sing me one Slayer song.
No one actually knows.
Spider-Man,
So
Tilted
this is the thing.
Deadpool.
This is the thing. No one actually knows Slayer. They keep yelling for Slayer. No one actually knows Slayer. You know how I know? I was doing a show at the 20-Sided Tavern back in September, and someone named one of the NPCs, one of the characters, Slayer Man, and so I made a Slayer joke, and it was a very clever joke. And the silent. There was like one person who went, huh, from the audience. I chastised. I was like, oh, you want the Slayer? You want a joke about Slayer, but you don't actually know any Slayer, do you? Anyway, where were we?
And some lady over there, your daughter is gonna sing me Slayer? How old is your daughter? 13. Perfect.
Daughter was
All
like
right,
5.
That's what I thought.
Kids always do this.
Damn.
Their parents
Man, you just
try to
got
be cool.
Snitched on by your own kid. You are raising a narc right there. How does Repentless go? Yeah, I know.
This is the first Slayer song I ever learned.
Yeah, just dance like that. I'm gonna whip it fast, whip it right here, whip it here, with Seth Carney and his silly beard, whip fast and hard, bull whip this, Seth Carney.
The lyrics change every single time.
Black t-shirt. Moana. Don't know it. I saw it once when I was in Hawaii, and that was a long time. Oh, it's a butterfly. Aw.
So this is very, very critically important. This is very critically important. One time on stage, I was whipping, and a butterfly showed up. And I did not see the butterfly, and the butterfly went right through my whip, by which I mean the whip went right through the butterfly. I wasn't a big fan of that moment when it happened. I didn't mean to do it, but nevertheless I did it, and it was an awkward moment on stage. So now anytime I see a butterfly, I'm like, don't whip the butterfly again. I felt so bad in that moment.
Fun fact, I recently got diagnosed with ADHD.
So what going to therapy will do for you, kids. Cheers.
Because I quit smoking.
Very important to stress
There
cigarettes
was a
there.
lot less applause for that second one. No, it's too late. Yeah, hardest thing I've ever done with my life. Oh, he's neurospicy just like us. I see how it is, you Ren Fair degenerates. What you got?
We know how the Ren Fair do be. We know our demographic.
Out! You're not Slayer, man. My child, what is your request? This had better be good with how much acrobatics you are doing. Out! Only the Slayer man is allowed to request Slayer. There will be no other Slayer requested. Listen, I had to fly 3,000 miles to get away from that man.
This was in Seattle.
I will not be, because apparently driving 500 doesn't do it. You know.
The funniest thing about this is I did a show literally maybe 4 weeks ago, another convention. I did PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia, and Slayer Man was not there. But I bring this kid up to help me later in the show, and this kid is just looking me in the eyes as I'm explaining to him, and I'm handing him a prop that he's going to help me with in the show, and he just looks at me and just makes dead eye contact. He goes, Slayer. Can't escape it. Even the kids are doing it.
What you got? Le Poisson Steve!
I was so excited.
The French national anthem!
And then you could very, very quickly tell. A lot of the audience did not know this song. Il est orange, il a des bras et des jambes. Le Poisson Steve. I forgot how it ended. Noah was actually the sound person at the New Jersey Renaissance Fair where we did this. And so I'd been hanging out with Noah backstage all weekend. I don't know if I dropped that. I've been expecting someone to say Le Poisson Steve and no one had. But I think he was just really that excited. But I think the reason I looked so excited when he yelled Le Poisson Steve is just the way he yelled it. Like I saw him raising his hand. I was like, all right, yeah, Noah's been helping me out all weekend. Let's give Noah his song request. And he's like, Le Poisson Steve. And I was like, Le Poisson Steve. That was it. And then people kept requesting it, and I was like, the magic, it already happened once. We can't put it on the internet a second time. That's the thing, is like after I do a song once on the internet, then it gets requested a whole bunch of times more, and I'm like, no, I need more content. You can't request the same song. Once it goes on the internet, my desire to do the song goes down so much because we have to feed the beast that is social media. Anyway, what's next?
If there are any French people in this crowd, soon as I get backstage, it's going to be a week-old baguette straight to the kneecap.
We had a French person in the crowd earlier that day.
That's what you get, Steve. And they'll sing it as well. You with the phone, yes?
It may be April right now, but in a couple of weeks,
It's gonna be May.
I gotta learn that song.
That song
better.
never turns out good.
Never
And
turns
I
out
wish
well.
It turned out well, but it never works. So I'm gonna do Baby Got Back. If you have a song you would
So there are certain songs that come out and you'll like the song, but you can tell it's not a good whip song. Pretty much like the entirety of season 2 of Has Been Hotel is like that, where like there are a bunch of songs that I really like off that. And I'm like, where would I even begin to do this as a whip song? There's no, like the beat changes, the cadence changes, the melody changes. And there are a lot of songs that are like that where they just don't work well. I think actually the best example that I can think of off the top of my head, Toxic by Britney Spears. It has been requested a bajillion times. I have attempted it a bajillion times. Never turns out all that well. The way it changes constantly makes it really hard to whip to and set a constant beat. Because you got to remember, like when I'm doing my whip cracking, I have to make sure that I'm not whipping myself. And I need to make sure that I'm thinking of lyrics that are not just the same, kind of crutch lyrics that I've thrown out a bunch of times before. And I need one of those things to kind of just be autopilot for me, which means the whipping, which is why I usually just default to the boom, boom. Beats that I can throw out really quickly, easily, and I don't need to think about. It's when I need to start getting really complicated with what I'm doing with the whips or changing the cadence. That's when it gets a lot harder to think of lyrics. My brain can only do so many things at once. So, unfortunately, it's going to be May. Not a great whip song. I don't know. Maybe I'll work on it for this year. I do want to point out, I believe that was a member of the Spice Boys. They're another Renaissance Fair act. Give them a follow if you are not familiar with them.
To hear me attempt to turn into a whip song, don't shout it out like that jerk right there. He's not the Slayer Man. The Slayer Man's the only one who's allowed to yell. I know he's not the Slayer Man because I know he wasn't loud enough. That's not a challenge. Axeman.
Almost
That was
loud
good and
enough.
loud. Not enough beard, sorry.
I know what the Slayer Man's
loud enough.
voice
The beard
sounds
gain
like
is
as well
good.
at this point.
The volume is not
We had
enough.
one person in Maryland who almost came close to sounding like him.
Pirates, put your hands down.
Just nonstop
Turn
Slayer.
into a whip song. Shut up. Only Slayer Man's allowed to request Slayer Man, you shut your mouth. All right. You're not Slayer Man, shut up. I know Slayer Man's voice, you be quiet. We're gonna turn it over to you guys for a whip song request.
I had to change the way I introduce whip songs because people just kept yelling Slayer, and it was like, it's funny once, it's not funny the 50th time. And it was also just starting to disrupt the show. And that's what I've been dealing with and struggling with a lot this year, is finding ways to kindly, funnily, but firmly tell people to shut up. What I finally settled on was, while I'm introducing the whip songs, I say we have some rules. Do not shout out your song. And then I added, this was a new line, I said, don't even shout out the song if the song is Slayer. You're not the first person to make that joke today. And that has seemed to cut down on it quite a bit. I have a couple of other strategies that I'm working with. Oh, you getting comfy, Scipio? You got your baguette. Yeah, you would never attack me with that baguette. I've got a couple of other strategies that I pop in here and there just to, give different jokes to different crowds at times. But that is the gist. But, at that point, Slayer Man had never been to Colorado. That is something that is about to change. So many of my best videos are just Slayer Man related.
So with all that said, let's start over here. Let's get you, my friend in the black baseball cap.
This is the other thing I need to stress that's really good about the Slayer Man. Is he's a professional troll. He knows exactly how to troll in such a way that it's funny and it doesn't disrupt the show. Because he does this where he's got his bit, he comes over here, he yells Slayer, and then he shuts up the rest of the show. He knows that it's funny in the moment, but if he keeps doing it, it's gonna get old. He did take it up a notch for this day, where he just kept migrating at each show and just yelling Slayer over and over again, sometimes multiple times in the same show, which was funny. Towards the end of it, I was kind of being like, all right, we're done. I gotta have a sip of the beer from Mr. Bikes, Beards, and Brews. Give him a follow. Bikes, Beards, and Brews. He's on YouTube.
Well,
Had to hide that from the microphone.
we have finally summoned him. All right, this song needs to be...
More wannabe Slayer people.
That's the weakest yell for Slayer I've ever heard in my life, bro. You, my friend, what you got?
Loud, but his voice broke a whole lot. It was the nicest
That was
way
such a
someone...
nice-
Hang on.
That's
That's
the
the nicest
weakest
way
yell
someone's
for
ever
Slayer
asked
I've
for
ever
Slayer.
heard in my life, bro. You, my friend, what you got?
I ain't Slayer. It's not here, and I'm not Slayer Man, but Slayer.
That was such a nice way of asking
The
for
adorable
Slayer.
audacity.
He said, let me get here. I know Slayer Man's not here, and I know I'm not Slayer Man, but Slayer. I respect the nice tack. I respect that effort. No. I'm going to take a bunch. I'm going to pick the one that I like the most. Let's go with you, my friend.
So you saw the way that I turned around, because that man did the exact timing that Slayer Man would use. Let me rewind here so you can see just the look on my face as he yells it, as I turn around. So you can see, that was an immediate, instinctive of hang on, that's close, and he's loud enough. But Slayer Man had already come to the show, I think it was a week or two earlier, and he doesn't generally do repeat performances. And he's certainly usually not that in the front row, because he knows that I'll spot him there if he does. So there, I'm just hang on, wait, I am confused. What's going on here? Hence the look on my face.
That was so good. That was so good. Clap for this wannabe Slayer man. For the briefest of moments, sir, I thought you might actually be the Slayer man. You are not nearly as loud, but you did exactly what any good Slayer man should do, which is wait for me to get through my whole spiel and then yell out Slayer. So you have studied. I respect the effort. You're not Slayer man. I'm not rewarding that behavior.
There's only one person who's allowed to yell stuff at my show. This was something I did for my Patreon. So on Patreon, if you subscribe at the $20 level, I will once a month do whip songs. And one of them they asked me to do, Jacques Offenbach's The Can-Can. And this is something that I was choreographing a whip routine to this years and years and years ago when I thought I might do more stuff set to music. And I had a lot of this choreography already kind of in the top of my head. I had to kind of tweak some of it. But I was like, you know what? Let's give it a shot and see how it goes. I had to slow down the opening, and it felt super slow to me because I wanted to be doing on every beat like this. I messed that one up. It's supposed to look like that. Can't believe I caught that anywhere close to beat. Now with a heavier whip, this works much better. Also, if I had been doing my stretches, this would work significantly better. But I had not been doing my stretches. Also, that was I think like the 7th or 8th take of that recording. So by then, I mean, we're doing it in Colorado. I'm tired. I'm out of breath. It's probably 90 degrees. I'm in just the beating sun the entire time. And yeah, I was done. Also, got a lot of comments from people being like, oh, Jacques Whipper used skinny jeans with boots. Listen, it's a rehearsal day. I'm not trying to look fashionable. I'm not trying to look cool. The thing about it is the skinny jeans are stretchy, which means I can move better in them, whereas all of my bootcut jeans, of which I have many, don't worry, they're a little bit more coarse, they're also heavier, and so they're hotter, and I don't want to wear them. You might be thinking, Jack, why don't you just wear shorts? No, I'm good. Also, doing a whip rehearsal or any kind of whip performance in shorts, really, really great way to just leave your legs full of welts. So, no, I'm good on that front. I believe this is, I can't remember if this is number 3 or number 2. Let's see. Number 2 with 36 million plus views. Probably by the time this video goes up, it'll be closer to 39. The one that started it all.
Not a chance. As soon as you said...
So I had not heard of K-pop Demon Hunters at this point. I assumed this was just like a K-pop group, and I don't listen to a whole lot of K-pop. I don't dislike K-pop, but I don't know a whole lot of it.
Soda Pop, is that a K-pop song? Some of you are saying yes, some of you are saying no. Either way, I don't know it.
I don't like K-pop Demon Hunters.
I've seen people say this is a time lapse of watching an elder millennial slowly learn what K-pop Demon Hunters is.
Soda Pop, is that the K-pop song? Yeah. You're the third person this weekend to request it. I know 0 K-pop.
K-pop Demon Hunter!
This would have been July when this started.
To ask for something from whatever it is, something Demon Hunter. Yes. K-pop Demon Hunter. What you got?
Also, I want to point out the tiny Slayer you heard over the corner.
K-pop Demon Hunter. What you got?
Slayer.
From K-pop Demon Hunter? Yeah. I didn't know Soda Pop. I'll totally know Golden from the exact same IP. Soda Pop from K-pop Demon Hunter.
Still don't know it well enough to know that it's K-pop Demon Hunters.
In 4 days.
Plural.
Anything from K-pop Demon Hunter. K-pop Demon Hunter.
When will he learn? Might take another week. Also,
Pop,
yeah,
K-pop.
that squealing was physically painful, and I was like, I need to stop that immediately before that continues the entire show.
Demon Hunter.
Still K-pop Demon Hunter.
Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. I haven't.
Ah, there we go. I finally learned hunters. I learned that it's plural.
My idol. Is that from K-pop Demon Hunters?
I haven't seen it.
It's been requested every show the last 3 weeks. My whatever you guys are, I swear to God, if you say K-pop Demon Hunters. Okay, good. Soda Pop from K-pop Demon Hunters. Still haven't seen it. From K-pop Demon Hunters. I didn't even let them finish. I was like, yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters. Boy, haven't ever heard of that. Golden? All right, there are a lot of people here that I've been waiting for them to request K-pop Demon Hunters. You were not one of those people.
I don't remember what that
I
person
only
looked
learned
like,
Soda
but
Pop. Sorry,
yeah.
buddy. All right. No, you don't get multiple requests. You with the green hair way back there.
Soda Pop.
Soda Pop from K-pop Demon Hunters. I only learned Golden, sorry.
I knew I was going to do that at some point. That was when I was first starting to learn K-pop Demon Hunters. So it was one of those things where, like, I could have done Soda Pop. It wouldn't have been a great rendition. I mean, even still, I don't think my Soda Pop renditions or Golden renditions were all that good. It's hard to maintain a good singing voice when you're doing the Ren Fair. You can hear it in my voice with a lot of these, where I'm just kind of pushing a little tiny bit. It compresses my vocal range from, what might normally be here down to about here. And it's harder to hit all those notes, and it just makes my voice really, really tired by the end of the day. That's the issue. What I do want to point out, this is number one. This next video is number one. At no point in this top 10 video did you see any of the songs from K-pop Demon Hunters. People didn't actually enjoy my renditions of any of the K-pop Demon Hunters songs. They just really enjoyed watching an old millennial slowly learn what K-pop Demon Hunters was. But yeah, at this point, I've done the entire discography. I've put most of the discography that I've done online. I needed to put it on the banned list because it was the only thing getting requested. It was getting requested every single show. That's really the purpose of the banned list. Like, there are songs on there that I still really enjoy. I still think K-pop Demon Hunters slaps. I have listened to it unironically quite a bit, even in the last week in December. But I can't make every show the exact same. And that's how it would be if I didn't have the band list. It would be like the same 3 songs over and over and over again, and we'd never get anything new. So our final one, this was just a merch offering, or this was supposed to be an ad for the merch that I have with Ember Glow Gaming. So we have dice, we got socks, we got enamel pins like my cockade that I wear on my vest. We got a whole bunch of stuff. EmberGlowGaming.com, or it's on my website. I was like wrapping up. I was filming a bunch of other stuff that day, and as I was packing up the car, it started to rain, and I just heard like a slight rumbling of thunder in the distance, and I was like, oh, hang on. This is going to be epic. And let's put the merch right in the front so that people can see exactly what we're selling. And then, 48 million views. It's pretty remarkable. I didn't think I even did a whole great job with this. That fire came back a little bigger than I expected. Does look good, though. I joke I'm too old to do that now. Anyway, those are the top 10 videos of 2025. Thank you all for continuing to watch. Thank you all for being fans. Thank you for coming to the shows. Reminder, we got a digital show coming up next month. The same video or the same kind of performance that this was from, where Sess and I we do a digital show at WBUR in Boston, the radio station that I used to work at. We do that every single year. You can watch, actually, that show again, as well as the previous year's show. We don't have enough new material that I feel comfortable charging for a full new show, so instead, we're going to re-air those 2 shows together as one. You can get tickets at WBUR.org or at my website, jackthewhipper.com. Link in my bio, all that good stuff. But in any event, thank you for being fans. Thank you for coming to the shows this year. And we'll see you at the shows in 2026. And we'll see you right here in 1 year to go over the top 10 videos of 2026. Thank you all. Cheers. And don't forget, Scipio is in fact the cutest, bestest little boy. Cheers.
Toss a coin to your whipper, or maybe a 20, or maybe a 20. Whoa, toss a coin to your whipper, please make it a 20.